defense was a concern. They've given up a lot of points. Is it still as concerning as it might have been 4 or 5 weeks ago? Or does you see light at the end of the tunnel?
There is light at the end of the tunnel. There are guys coming back, and I think that's key. I think, you might have Greedy Williams back this week. I think that will help. I think it's at least of mild concern that Denzel Ward is suffering with this groin injury because as a cornerback, you need to be able to run. And if you don't, if you're suffering from an injury like that, it's going to be difficult to turn on the jets and really do what you need to do. But Greedy should be back. Terrence Mitchell has played well in the back end for the most part. You've got Kevin Johnson back now. Mack Wilson, he only played a few snaps in the last game, but I think you'll see more of him. So I think help is on the way. Well,
it's interesting because these names, we just keep hearing these names. Now all of a sudden you put a number on them. Now all of a sudden you put a name on them, and they take on a whole new look. Some better than you might have thought by what you look at, and some not quite as good.
Yeah, I mean, you never really know until they get out there. And the thing about this coaching staff is they don't know either, right? I mean, you just don't know how these guys are going to perform. They did not have any preseason games. I mean, who knew that Wyatt Teller was going to go out and be the guard that he has been so far? Through 3 games, he is the 3rd-ranked guard in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. Now, we knew that he worked pretty hard in the offseason. We knew that he wanted to keep his starting job, but no one knew that he was going to be like this through the first 3 games. And I think that's been a huge bonus to the offensive line. So just as some of the fans are learning about these players, so are the coaches.
All right, so what are we learning about the defense, and how far does it have to go from here to be a defense that people are going to be worried about it? Are other teams worried about preparing for them?
Well, I'll tell you what. One of the best things, obviously, that you can do as a defense is take the ball away. And if they can continue to keep forcing turnovers, the Browns are going to win a lot of football games.
You'll take 5 a game?
If you win the turnover battle, you win the game 80% of the time or something like that. So if they continue to do that, and I have reason to believe that they will. I mean, these guys are emphasizing it. You can even see it in practice. In training camp, they did a lot of drills trying to get that ball out of there. And they've got guys going after the football a lot. It's the name of the game. I asked Joe Woods about that in his very first press conference that we had with him. And he talked about how that was basically, I mean, it could be the number 1 priority for the defense. So I think that they're living up to being a very opportunistic unit. And if they can continue to do that, and you know what, the Dallas Cowboys, they're turning that ball over. They turned it over, I think, 3 times against the Seahawks. You can get the ball away from them. And the Browns are going to be in a lot of games that way.
All right, so my